8 minutes past 2 o'clock. It's Sunday, 16 kaJune, Youth Day ke namhlanje. Ya celebrate kwindawo ngendawo. Ingoma esingena ngayo ingoma kaVuyo sithi makube njalo. You know most ukuthi ngeSunday we always bless you ngezangoma ezakhona. So as kwi-Sunday ke namhlanje kodwa ke uyayazi ba sisi sport show sakho kodwa ke issue ya namhlanje we decided ukuthi masike singathethi ngesport singathini as ndishilo ba 16 kaJune Youth Day. Buyakhumbula kaloku i-youth yango 1976 bakwenzeka lantoni. So namhlanje ndine guest Zama ugcwele studio, in fact kusazogcwala and kunabantu again sobe sibafonele abafana noMpilo Molase bakhona Mr Number Derek Manyike bakhona sasivela zi-writers e-studio ndihleli nomdlalo se ukhona naye uzothi phaya kuhambeni kwexesha ndimnike yakhe i-platform naye ake athethe ukuthela nje qabaqaba ngezinto ezenzakalayo namhlanje ngale 16 kaJune 2019. Ukhumbula ba ke this is 167 day of the year, sisele nga 198 days basigqibe lo nyaka. Andazi kuba ke wena uphethe njani lo nyaka so far, and ukhumbula kulelena iSunday ye24 of 2019 sukuwiki ka 24 kaloku so izinto ezenzakalayo ke namhlanje. It's a Youth Day and again it's a Father's Day, so abantu abafana nami awuzama bakwabaleni utata kaBoy so the time so this celebrate zoyithu and again masibuye sijonga loku 16 June i popular holidays essential ba kaloku la Youth Day yakhona ne Father's Day namhlanje. So ndifuneke njonge kwamanye amazwe bake kwenzakala ntoni. So if ungakujonge phaya ko Twitter izinto iyona hashtag engu-number 1 it's a hashtag Youth Day, which is nathi yona hashtag esoyisebenzisa namhlanje apha kushow yethu. Madibaz Radio sikhona, Facebook sikhona Madibaz Radio, and ku Twitter @Madibaz Radio. Sesipostile i-topic yethu into esothetha ngayo phaya ba wena, what does Youth Day mean to you? Khawusixelele ungene phaya kwi-Twitter yeMadibaz Radio okanye pha utata kaBoy _Baleni ndim ke lowo ujonge ba ke kwenzakala ntoni. Well ukuthela nje qabaqaba ngezinye izinto ezenzakalayo, the top news stories on this day ngale 16. Well zikhona izinto zoma SABC sinking in a tide of debt, so isayazi SABC ba ke sikhiphani ngayo. Another thing, a truck driver patrol bombed on N1. Khona ne-ANC appoints new MPs to replace the ex-ministers sivile kaloku along the week that Omambathabile Dlamini baresignile. So izinto ezinjalo, so well. umuntu osanda kungena endlini imizuzu xa i12 ebethile kaloku u2 o'clock ukhumbula ba lena ingoma yona ngoma esivule ngayo uvuyo mokwena esithi makube njalo kanti ukhumbula ba namhlanje sobe sisebenzisa njena elinye ihashe asizosebenzisa the normal one because you know most namhlanje basizabe sithetha njena nge-youth day and kamnandi abantu sebekhona apha estudio igesi zami bendizilindelele ngolosuku lanamhlanje nisafuna nje ukujonga ihashe lami endizobaleka ngalo nali sendilifumene iyalona hashe lami live well ukhumbula balelo natshe sobe sebaleka ngalo keli uzaliva till kyo sivala ishow ezibenchile bakelapha estudio andihlalanga ndodwa ndihleli nabahlonishwa bam ndizaqala nje ngapha ku Mr Mdlalose Mdlalose
baba phela
ngiyaphila nkosi yami njani wena
ngikhona na
chief khakuzazise uzibulisele kwi-listeners ze Madibaz Radio especially the extra time
all right igama ke unjabulo akamdlalose I am a student here at NMU third year finally a student actually in politics and public admin PA general and I'm the academics officer of the SRC for the year 2019 yeah originally I'm from KwaZulu-Natal in Durban the township of Ntuzuma so that is as far as who I am.
Okay, well before ndidlulela njena kwenye ichief make ndiqale ndibhatale amatyala ngalendlela ndifuna ukwenza kanje sibhatala amatyala sazi ba then siyaqhubha ngencoko yethu yalapha ekhaya mandenze kanje.
Listen, how's this for next level? The Mahindra KUV 100 NXT is one of the best-selling cars in the Mahindra vehicle range. And not only does this car come standard with 2 airbags, ABS, and a 3-year 100,000-kilometer warranty, it also includes 12 months comprehensive insurance. You too can own the stylish, spacious, go-anywhere KUV 100 NXT from just 2,199 Rand per month. Yes, you heard right. That's 2,199 Rand per month. Now that's next level for sure. Visit mahindra.co.za to book a test drive and for more info on the graduate finance program. Now for next level T's and C's. Installments calculated over 72 months, 10.54% interest rate, 0% deposit, and 28.4% balloon payment. Total cost of finance 199,338. T's and C's apply. Finance is subject to approval. Mahindra Finance, a product of West Bank, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. Mahindra, always up for a challenge.
masiyenze ibe 16 imizuzu ebethile u2 o'clock ukhumbula bakaloku sahleli naye utata kaBoy eyithi Baleni on Facebook utata kaBoy _Baleni ku Twitter utata kaBoy ku Instagram well sisaqhuba ubusazivela lapho umdlalo seqhiba kuze introducer well now umusiya kwelinye kwenye ichief msiyana
we taka boy
unjani bra
akuhla khona kunjani
I'm okay thuka umuntu ongakwaziyo man bra kha uzibulisele uzazise the same time
ngiyabulisa kwabaphulaphuli beMadibaz Radio lo uthethayo ngusiyanda wakwafunda. I'm also a student here the chairperson currently at Basma NMU and I'm serving club portfolio leyo so I thank you for the invite chief.
Okay well yazivela lapha sihleli ne SRC into zisas khona azinoba abazubethana naka kodwa ke I will try by all means ukuthi man ba divide kanti sokodlulela komnye umuntu ongaphambili buda yami ugrand kanjani ya nami ndigrand man thuka umuntu ongakwaziyo man chief kha uzibulisele uza uphinde uzintroduce at the same time
mandizibulisele kuba phulaphuli beMadibaz Radio igama ndinguJeffrey Masinga I'm a first year student politics and public admin I'm a former chairperson of the Black Power organization.
Okay.
And I'm a member of the Pan-African Student Movement of Azania IPASMA in the institution. Ndisuka eGauteng ke mna, but ngizapha kulapho ndazalelwa khona ke.
Okay.
So that's me in a nutshell.
Ke uyazivela ke mphulaphula eMadibaz Radio ukhumbulo wakho lwasi-active phaya ku-social media zethu ku-Twitter sipostile phaya siyabuza uba what does a youth day mean to you? Well, lo mbuzo lo ndizathi ndiwuthathe ndiwuphoste njena apha estudio. Ndizoqala mandiqala apha kumdlalo osena njengoba bendenzile nasekuqaleni.
All right, basically what Youth Day is for young people of South Africa, despite the date which was chosen, June 16, we all know most what happened on the 16th of June, 1976, when our youth took their own struggle, when the youth of that time took their own struggle. To me, Youth Day basically means every youthful generation, as Frans Fanon said, that every generation has its own mission. It's either they take it or they desert it. So Youth Day to me basically means that we need to remind each other, constantly remind each other of what our struggles are, remind each other of what our challenges are, remind each other of what our battle is. We are the generation of fees must fall. We are the generation of free education. So as young people, we should constantly remind each other and conscientize each other who we are in this environment that we live in South Africa. So to me, Youth Day basically is about reminding each other about our generational mission.
Well, yazivela umdlalose wayibeka nje uba kuye Youth Day ithini Buta Msiyana.
Alright, Taka boy. Ndiyavuya kakhulu that ezimini namhlanje ziye za clasha into one date. We shouldn't forget that namhlanje is a Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah. Abantu bafana nami kanje.
Utaka boy. Okay. It would be fatal of us to speak about 16th of June 1976 and not mention the name Zef Motopeng. Zef Motopeng is one of the engineers of the day. So kuba buhlungu when I get to hear abantu that speak in arenas that are listened by to abantu abaninzi aba youth, and then banga mention about who are the people that were behind ukwenzeka kwayo yonke le element, because we need to know that each and every day, each and every massacre that happened in South Africa, there were people that were sitting in table and saying that, okay, go 9 o'clock, we are going to be in the streets of Soweto, Tembisa, and then we know that amapolisa will be parked like one. So from there we attack, and then up. So there were those people that engineered the whole thing. So now we are living in an era where amagama that are only mentioned for into ye history yetu ingamagama ambalwa, knowing that kukhona amagama that should be mentioned but engamentionwayo. But we can't blame the youth for not knowing the names, because those names are not being mentioned. Good platform, youth ekwazi use access. Now for us as people of PASMA and other people that are very interested in Black history, we go and dig and find some books and see why kutheni izinto zingekho eTV xa kuthethwayo, kutheni izinto nangongoku kukhona inantsika ezininzi, irally ezininzi about the day, i-leaders zethu ezininzi zihleli ziyathetha nabantu, but those names are not being mentioned again. Eyona nto important about mentioning the names is that people will get to know how did it happen, what were the things that were being said inside, because the only thing that people know is that we were fighting for a medium of instruction, which was Afrikaans at the time. So people were fighting for that. But then ngela xesha yonke le ndiqalayo, what fueled it more into lenza abantu abangaka babe nomsindo. So that's my perspective nge-Youth Day.
Well, ayakadla amadoda apha estudio. Mandodlulile kubhuda yami ngapha.
Yeah. To me, Ilentuza it means that we, as the youth of today, we must not be too comfortable a lot, because right now, we as the youth of today, we've become so much comfortable. Like right now, as I'm speaking to you, the youth of today we're going to celebrate during this day. We're going to celebrate and remember. Then after that, late at night, we're going to go to party and drinks and everything. Then after 2 days, we move on with life as if nothing has happened. That's the generation of youth that we are today. We just remember for a moment and we move on. So I think that Tina, as a generation of today, yes, we had things like all of fees must fall that happened, but was fees must fall enough for us to learn to make sure that those students, our brothers and sisters whose blood spilled on that day of 1976, is Lentuza is cherished. And is respected for the courage that they took for them to put their lives for us today to be able to know that we cannot tolerate injustices and we cannot tolerate oppression in whatever platform it presents itself in. Because now we're in a tertiary institutions. These tertiary institutions, they still have those same apartheid systems that are placed there to make sure that we as the black youth we get successful in institution very hardly. We must go an extra mile or twice as hard for us to be able to succeed in universities as black students. So I think that the struggle continues, and this day must act as a fuel to us so that we cannot forget, and we can never come to a point whereby we forgive, because we cannot forgive something that was never the people who were the perpetrators, they never came forward to say that, okay, we ask for forgiveness, we have done this and we are coming to you and we're asking for forgiveness. There was never such a thing that has ever happened. Then therefore we cannot forgive and forget. Then therefore this day must act as a fuel to us and boost us and empower us so that we can continue with the struggle, so that we can achieve all those objectives that those students were fighting for, because those objectives were never achieved.
Well, 25 minutes past 2 o'clock. Now into ndifuna ukuyenza ndifuna ndenze kanje ukhumbula bakaloku namhlanje sithetha yonke into about youth day azuzivela apha ibras zami enhleli nazo obuda Jeff omdlalose nomsiyana bayathetha. So ndifuna ukwenza kanje ndike ndilande uNompilo Molase, then after Nompilo Molase ndizathini sizathetha naye abantu basebaninzi bavuyise bakhona ndisazothetha nabo Derrick for now ngo-half-past ndizolanda uNompilo Molase mandimlande ngale ngoma.
Yini umshayelani ngisho sengikhala ngimemeza ungizweli ngani kwala ngisho sengikubuza kahle ngithi ungishayelana ungiphendule ngani ngiyabuza ndoda ngiphendule ungishayelani. Yebo ke ngiyavuma amandla anginawo ukukushaya mina ngeke ngikwazi awungizweli ke ngane ongenani ungilahle kunokuthi ungishaye phezulu kwalokho ungithuke ungibize ngamagama noma isono sami ukuba ngowesifazane ungishayelani. Yini ungishayelani ngiphala lenkondlo bengikhala nakhona ngishishwa ubuhlungu bokuhlukunyezwa kwabantu besifazane. Madoda ngempela ngithule nsini nisibona sikhala ngicela okungenani ke ningikhulumele naye mina ngizobe sengizivuzela ubengishayelani. Ngiyathemba ke lokuthi uma senikhulume naye nini uzongiphendula.
27 minutes past 2 o'clock. Ukhumbula babe ndilanda uNompilo Molase ndithetha nawe nje ngoku nanku apha elayinini. Nompilo Molase sakubona mandikwamkele uqala nje apha kuMadibaz Radio ku Extra Time.
Sanibona ngibingelela abalaleli emakhaya ngibonga basehlelweni.
Umuntu wena Nompilo ongamazi Nompilo Molase kha ungathi Nompilo Molase ngubani before singena nje kwinto esithetha ngayo namhlanje?
Umuntu angangazi uNompilo Molase imbongikazi ezale yakholela eMnambithi wenze unyaka wakhe wokugcina izifundo zokutheshela UKZN Educate Campus. Uyalingisa ungomunye wabaqoka futhi ukuthi ahamba yomela iNingizimu Afrika eMelika ngoJuly.
Bendike ndaphosa iquestion apha e-studio kwi-guest zami ku-President Hleli nazo. As you know that namhlanje yi-16 kaJune and it's a youth day. Ndifuna nje wena like ukuthethe ngaba I mean usixelele uba kuwe lento bathi youth day imina ntoni kuwe?
For me i-16 June ila sibongaza khona ubusha bethu, la sibongaza khona amaqhawe asifela elwela inkululeko. So for me 16 June means giving back to the community, doing something good for abanye abantu abasha, encouraging them, motivating them ukuthi balandele amaphupho abo, benze into abayithandayo, balwela impilo engcono.
Nompilo xa sijonge njena le youth yanamhlanje andazi ba like masijonge incident ezenzakalayo ezikolweni whereby amatishala ababalwa nabantwana in fact abalwi nabantwana yeah, there's a clash between learners and the teachers. Ungayidescribe kanjani le youth yanamhlanje? And also guys, this question is anakuni.
Njengoba ngifundile ukuba uthisha, truth ngizoba uthisha, ngingathi mina into edala lokho ukuthi thina esisi more privileged, thina esesiphumelele kancanyana, we not doing enough because these kids we like they don't dream, we don't allow them to dream. Si expect ukuthi benze ezinye izinto but then asifuni ukubalalela. Ileyo nto mina engiyibonayo nje ku-youth, because nala ngihlala ngakhona ngiyabona ukuthi ingane zinawo amaphupho, yes, but then thina abantu abadala sesima privilege, what are we doing? We're not doing anything. So expect ukuthi hambe esikoleni uqede esikoleni, hambe university uqede university, hambe uyothola imisebenzi. We don't give them an opportunity to dream. So yeah, mina ngendlela ngibona ngayo, ngibona kanjalo.
Okay, yeah, well, Nompilo uzasibambela njena kanjalo. Guys, nivile imbuzo bendibuza kulantsika Nompilo Molase ba like youth namhlanje singayidescribe kanjani? Andazi noba ndingathi we aggressive onjani, because brothers la nto ngeke ngikwazi ukuyinema youth namhlanje. Andazi ba nina nibona njani?
Okay, ayengiqalela baba. Ngibonga udadewethu uMamwelase ubeka mnandi indlela ayiqale ngayo, ubeka mnandi kahle uMamwelase. But mina I want to go in and say this, yabo. Firstly, you'd often hear a lot of people saying we are a lost generation. In fact, the people who are saying we are a lost generation are the people that feel entitled to this country. Right? Who feels entitled to this country? The freedom fighters of the time of 1976, of that entire generation of apartheid. Those people call us a lost generation. Why do they call us a lost generation? Because they are the ones that created systems that will ensure that we are lost. How do they do that? Now, I often say young people are not the future. I'm young, I'm not. You can't tell me I'm the future. I'm the generation of now. I'm not the future. In the future, they'll be my children. They'll be our kids in the future. They won't be us. We're going to be worried about bonds and all of these things. We are most active at this point in time in our lives. So, you cannot survive conducively in an environment that you are not part of creating. I can take, for example, yes, I'm a member of the African National Congress. I will say that. You can take, for example, what my own party is doing. In fact, all those parties, what they are doing, in fact, is specifically I go towards the African National Congress because I disagree with some of the things there. I openly say it. Number one, you can't tell me that you are saying when we call for young people to be given an opportunity to lead the country, when you see them as mere deputy ministers, you're deploying them as deputy ministers. A deputy minister does not take decisions. They don't make any policy decisions. A deputy minister is not a member of cabinet, by the way. They are just deputy ministers. They are assistants of the ministers, meaning that actually they are personal assistants of ministers. They're just given a nice title to be called deputy ministers. That's one example of young people, a young generation calling for space in their own country, calling for space to make policies in their own country, which they will be existing in the future, by the way. These very same people that are making laws for us won't be existing in the next 10 years, 20 years. They won't be there. Most of them are 60, they are 70. They have played their role. They must allow young people to take over. Young people must take the baton and carry on. Because, like Frans Fanon said, I love that guy. Like he said, every generation has its own mission. It's either you achieve it or you desert it. It's up to you. Sometimes when you're not given the baton, you must take it, just as we took it during Christmas fall.
Okay, Mr. Mdlelosa sakuthatha sikubeke sikubambe nje kanjalo ukhumule wami imizuzu ngokuyi33 after u2 o'clock. Well ukhumule bake apha e-studio ndihleli ne-guest zami uMdlalose ukhona, uSiya no Jeff ukhona, kanti on the line we have uNompilo Mwelase kodwa sizamphuncuka njena naye kungekudala. Well Nompilo, before ndisiza apha e-studio andazi noba ikhona na ipoint into ofuna ukuyisho to kumazwi lana gqitya uthathwa ngubhuti lo.
Into engingayisho nje kubhuti ukuthi ngimzile and yonke into ayishoyo i-right. I-generation ne-generation izoba nezinto ebhekana nazo, and then we can't expect ukuthi abanye abantu they are the future. Like siphilela imanje, we should focus ekulungiseni izinto ezenzakalayo khona manje. So yeah.
Okay, well Siyana but mama masijonge andizopoza the same question kuwe. Andazi noba nale nantsika i-youth day okanye la nto yenzika ngo-1976 abantwana banamhlanje bafundiswa enough okanye exposed enough na to kulutsha. Andazi uba nina nibona njani.
Okay, uboqaphela it's into uyi-addressa ngokwendlela uyinikwa ngayo. If wena ihlobo uintroduce ngalo esikolweni alifani nelam, na i-approach yam nawe ayizufana towards the school. So ndizama ukuthi mna as umdlalo have said, there is nothing wrong with our generations. The generations kuyo, there is totally nothing wrong with it. But the wrong things are how Tina system towards this generation was paved to us. So Tina, whatever thing that is currently happening is a response to what was given to us by those that were before us.
Okay, mandibambe hapo wena Msiyana. Nompilo, since wena usemoyeni and uthetha ngefoni, masenze kanje wena Nompilo, sivike sithi nje qhwaba lento. Andazi wena Nompilo xa ucinga yephi indlela right ulutsha lanamhlanje lungafundiswa ngayo into eyenzakalayo ngo-1976.
Mina indlela ngibona i-right is through art. Ngiyayithanda i-art and I believe ukuthi ingane zincane nazo ziyayithanda kakhulu. If we can do more events whereby we're gonna invite youth bayibone lento, act this thing, poetry, sing this thing, they must feel it. Like, yeah, I think art can help these young lads, so they say.
Athi inganceda utsho njalo. Ukhumbula uba ngoku imizuzu yi-37 after u2 o'clock apho siyakhona siya ku4 o'clock. Usahleli nozama kwabaleni ufaka unyawo uthahla kantane ziqelekazi. Utata kaboy 80 on Facebook, utata kaboy _baleni ku Twitter, utata kaboy ku Instagram and ku YouTube ndikhona uZama Baleni. Nalapha ekhaya sikhona Madibaz Radio ku YouTube, Facebook sikhona Madibaz Radio, ku Twitter ku-Twitter @Madibaz Radio. Well, kalo namhlanje sithetha yonke into that has something to do nge-Youth Day, as kaloku ukhumbula uba ngo-1976 ulutsha lase-South Africa, i-student zathi enough is enough, ngoba kaloku sifundiswe nge-Afrikaans, uba yonke into caba soyifundiswa nge-Afrikaans. Ukhumbula uba kaloku ngelaa xesha kwakukhona laa nto bathi Bantu education. If I'm not mistaken, la act leya yakhushwa kwi-90s, it's act 53, laa nto ye-Bantu education. Well, sahleli ke noNompilo Mwelase ke. Nompilo, before man ndikulahla because sibhizi man lawe, sibhizi lawe, andazi ba ndingathi. And okay, let me ask you this question, yabo.
Yeah.
Masithi wena Nompilo, unikwe a platform where like kuthiwa kha kufundise ulutsha la namhlanje ngento zenzeka kudala. Let's say you are given a platform to ba kha ufundisa abantwana ulutsha la namhlanje ngento yenzeka kudala. Ungabafundisa ntoni about la nantsika ngento yenzeka ngo-1976?
Into engingabafundisa ngayo ukuthi the youth of 1976 fought for what was right. They believed they deserved better, so they fought for that. So into engingabafundisa ukuthi nabo they should do the same. Lwela amaphupho akho, lwela impilo engcono, lwela ikusasa lakho, just as the youth of 1976 did.
Well, uNompilo Mwelase, Nompilo Mwelase mandibulele kakhulu ngoba ube nathi apha eshowini.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Okay, well, ukhumbula uba ngoku imizuzu mingaphi, i-39 ebethile la 2 o'clock apha istudio sahleli nobhuda bam ke Msiyana, ndiqhawule usathetha mani bhuti lawe, kodwa ke ndiyayazi into nama-comrade phakathi yatsala essay bangayigqiba yonke le show okwanithetha. Bhuda yam, guys, like i-debate into enzima namhlanje kuthethwa ngomhlaba. Umhlaba nje kuphela into elelwayo. Ithini ndifuna ukuyiphosa pha kuBhuda Jeff.
Yeah, umhlaba is a big topic today, that other people they're using it for gaining certain political scores. But into yomhlaba is a revolutionary thing. And it is a revolutionary thing. I believe that only people who are revolutionary and who want a revolutionary change can best speak about into yomhlaba, not just everyone, because now it is being hijacked by people who are not revolutionary, people who have collaborated with the system that is oppressing us today as black people in this country of our birth. So into yomhlaba, it is a very important thing that we need to reclaim back, so that we as a people can have our dignity intact with us, because right now we don't have a dignity, because in the land of our forefathers, in the land of our ancestors, we are living in poverty, we are landless, sinabantu abalala ezitratweni and stuff. We have a government whereby when our people because bengenandawo ezokuhlala behambe besikela umhlaba, government athumelise i-red ants zifike zidemolishe indawo abantu abazamela zona. And recently there's been an incident whereby Alexandra, the people they decided to usikela umhlaba endaweni ethile that was not occupied, and the government sent red ants then and ending up with a child being dead. On 5 years being dead. So into yomhlaba, it goes back to thina reclaim dignity as a people, and was in control of everything that we were supposed to be in control of, so that we can reduce all these levels of injustices that we are suffering from today.
Okay, mandukubambe apha Msiyana, xa jonge nje youth namhlanje, do you think wena youth namhlanje is more involved into the politics in a way that in fact not in a way that xa sijonge nala youth comparing to youth yango 1976?
Mna as besendijilo andiyigxeki youth yanamhlanje. youth yanamhlanje is doing izinto ngokwendlela izinto ezazipresentwe kuyo ngayo kuyo. So one, there was a falless movement that we are all aware of, which is your roads must fall, your fees must fall. Youth yethu yanamhlanje leyo that were busy with those things. People didn't see what was wrong with istatue esimileyo in front of the university. Kufakwe roads ba. If you can dig who roads is, uzamuyazi bana ngaba who was roads, what roads did, eyenza bana ngaba siphila ngolhlobo siphila ngalo ngoku. So you would know that uku-attacker that statue was a big thing, because uRhodes is a very influential person even ku-system esiphila kuyo namhlanje. He is one of the people who initiated into slavery. One of the first people abafikayo apha and then did all they did kule Africa yethu. He's one of the people that was colonizing almost each and everything that South Africa has. So uRhodes was one of abantu ababe influential kakhulu. So youth yethu ikwazile uyi-attacker lano leyo. Yayi-attacker yonke ne-system. So number 2, if fees must fall. If fees must fall, even if sithi ngoku ayikenzeki ngelhlobo sifuna yenzeke ngalo into ye-system of education and free education. But the mere fact that ngoku umuntu uyakwazi ufunda from uregister esikolweni ukuhlala res ukunikwa ne-allowances, given that the system is not right, but the mere fact that those things happen means that youth yethu lwile. Ezinye zezinto ke ngoku that you see mhlambi ezilokishini, when you see into ezifana namaphara, yabona ke ngoku that's another perspective of the youth. Leyo yenziwa yintoni? Yenziwa yabona issue of unemployment. Issue of unemployment is an issue that is designed. It's within the system. It is designed. Ingaki yabona indlela isystem eshapewe ngayo ishapelwe ubana ngaba
masibambe apho kwi-shaping yakhona. Imizuzu ngoku mingapi? 45 ebethile u2 o'clock. Into ethetha ukuthi masithini, masike sibaleke siye kwi-adverts zethu siyosela njena amanzi xa sibuya kaloku sisaqhuba ngetopic ngedebate yethu. In fact, it's not even a debate.
Next level. The Mahindra KUV 100 NXT is one of the best-selling cars in the Mahindra vehicle range. And not only does this car come standard with 2 airbags, ABS, and a 3-year 100,000-kilometer warranty, it also includes 12 months comprehensive insurance. You too can own the stylish, spacious, go anywhere KUV 100 NXT from just 2,199 Rand per month. Yes, you heard right. That's 2,199 Rand per month. Now that's next level for sure. Visit mahindra.co.za to book a test drive and for more info on the graduate finance program. Now for next level T's and C's. Installments calculated over 72 months, 10.54% interest rate, 0% deposit, and 28.4% balloon payment. Total cost of finance 199,338. T's and C's apply. Finance is subject to approval. Mahindra Finance, a product of West Bank, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. Mahindra.
46 minutes after 2 o'clock. Well, my brothers are debater nalapha estudio khumula online on air. Now we have ubavuyise ngomnye wolutsha owenza in fact otshintsha ozama ukutshintsha ubomi babantu. Khumula ke ubomi bolutsha solutshintsha by all means. Bavuyise uzozazisa ngokwakhe. Buda yamandi kwamkele apha kuMadibaz Radio. Uzibulisele nawe.
Mandisibulisele kuwe bhuti Zama Baleni man. Ya igama ngibavuyise nje babusoshilo kuba.
Chief, kawusithele nje qaba ngawe before siqhuba njengencoko yethu.
Oh okay. Ubavuyise ngibavuyise igama udifani ngitshela ingane phaya isini khona apha isini but okwangoku ndilapha eThekwini yabo ngokufuna into zamatorho yabo. Yeah, so ubavuyisa ukhulele elisiki ezilalini apho kuphumeni kwami ku-matric apho bendithi ngizama uku-aplayela into ze-university ayazi kuba nzima kanjani uba ufumana isikolo so ngagqibela sendizivusela ezi zinto ze-art kodwa ndingumuntu othanda ukucula no-actor yabo so ndapha sendivula i-production yam but azange iyindawo apha until ndizeThekwini yabo lapho ke ifike yangathi mangamandla kuba ngifuna ukuqokelela abantu abasha cause siyazi uba apho bekhona kungoku uzofika bekhona ezithaveni emakonini besenza zonke izinto abazenzayo yabo laa nto ayithi badomi just because abananto yakwenza and ayi-excuse leyo nto yabo cause abantu izingelayo ukuhlala phansi ukuthi kuba kuthini but siyazi uba kunzima yabo so ubavuyise ngulowo muntu ke uzamelayo uphantayo ukuthi ahlanganise abantu abasha senzeni into yephambili yabo.
Chief, mandikubuze njena lo mbuzo then sizalahlana nawe. Xa ujonge laa nto yayilwelwa yi-youth ngo-1976, do you think ukuthi now la freedom le yayilwelwa ngelaa xesha sikuyo ngoku?
Yabona ngo-1976 wena bhuti wami nabamamili ekhaya leya nto yayikhombisa thina lusha kuba kwakululusha la yaqala eSoweto laa nto yaspreda ilizwe lonke yabo so leya nto yayithetha into yobana xa ngabe nibambene kunento eni-against yona ninokuyohlula yabo so bayenzile basilwela kuba kuzoba namhlanje so into ezenzekayo ngoku nangoku lutsho lukhona ngoba uzojonga esikakhulu kuma-university ukuthi kwenzeka ntoni, office masifoli, kufight into ezininzi ezicishe zizalane nento esenzeka ngo-1976 ulusha indlela elalisenza likhombisa ukuthi xa singayifuni into xa sibambene sinokuyifayitha siyohlule leyo nto yabo so ndicinga uba mnafani uba le nto yenzeka njengangoku isafundisele nento ebisenzeka ngo-1970 ofushi yayingekho rongo noba ama-results ayibuhlungu ngoba sasibona ukuthi kwakusenzeka ntoni kuchitheka igazi yabo yonke nje loo nto so ndicinga uba mnafani uba sisadla mzekweni qha ngoku izinto zishintshile kakhulu ngoba ngendlela esekusenzeka ngayo ngoku sifayitha kuba okay isystem yasivumela ukuthi umuntu omnyama siphathwe ngomnye umuntu omnyama but ngoku indlela benza ngayo bakhomba la sisindala as if ibirongo fish yayingekho rongo leya system bafayitha up until safike saphatha sathumana lexesha loba siphathe ngoku indlela esenza ngayo sekwabakhona into ekuthiwa yi-corruption nentontonto isizazikhona ngelaa xesha lakudala nezazingekho more exposed than today yabo so ngoku sigawulana sodwa yabo so sesifayithana sodwa ngoku yabo so ndicinga uba mnafama ulushaka namhlanje lusadla mzekweni nento esenzeka kwakudala bhuti wami andazi noba uyandizana.
Ndikubambile mandicela ukuphosa lo mbuzo noba ngubani wanamhlalose okanye Msiya okanye Jeff bendibuza braz lebra ba la freedom ayileyo la youth ngo-1976 ngabe sikuyo nyani na ngabe yila freedom lena sasiyayilwelwa lolutsha lethu lena sikuyo ngoku?
Excuse me, yazi Zama mfowethu, i-revolution ayipheli, it continues. That is why the Mozambicans say in Portuguese, a luta continua. The struggle continues. It doesn't end. Because a certain generation will push its mission and they often don't finish their mission. The next generation has to carry on with that mission. Now, this is where I'm going to. Take, for instance, South Africa. South Africa does not have a consolidated democracy. Part of the struggle of 1976 was not just protest against Afrikaans. It was a broad struggle building up from the land question of 1913, where, by the way, that's not when we lost our land. We lost it when that thief landed in the Western Cape, Jan van Riebeeck, in 1652. That's when we actually lost our land, when the thief landed there in Western Cape. So 1913 came, they just institutionalized, they legalized an illegal system of dispossession of land from our people. So now in 1976, it was the land question, number one. It was the education question of Bantu education, number two. Number three, it was a question of democracy, a very fundamental question. Number four, it was a question of economic freedom of black people. We have not achieved all of that. They fought a battle. They left it at a particular stage. and they gave a certain generation to continue with the battle. Now, if that generation, which is ourselves, does not realize what our mission is, I can tell you now, this country will forever be in shambles.
8 minutes before 3 o'clock sahleli apha e-studio na guest Zama umdlaloso usiya naye uJeff kanti mina ngutata kaBoy ethi Baleni nobavuyise ukhona on the line. Bavuyise ndikhoniphendule nje nalombuzo xa bongothiwa masithi la youth ngo1976, do you think inga proud ngale youth namhlanje? La youth ngo1976 abo basaphilayo, do you think ba proud ngale youth namhlanje?
Okay masibheke kanje na bhuti wami ne ngexesha labo babefighter i-enemy ecishe be ayifani neyangoku, kodwa ibe yinto ebufana. Bona babefighter against esikakhulu uyakhumbula mose i-Africans leko kunyanzeleka uba mayibe uyayenza thanda ungathandi mayibe yi-part of ama-subjects nanto nezinye izinto ababezilwela ne. Ngoku ne sisabona uba sisacindezelelekile futhi ngoba ukuze mawube ufundile kumele ube uspenda izimali, yabo, of which ezimali otata bethu omakhulu bethu, yabo, abathathi indawo bafumana yona le mali linini bayifumana uhulumeni kumele bambe bathumele yona e-university. Yafika i-university sithi mayivumele bangena ngoba ithini uhluphekile wena. I'm sorry ukuyibeka ngolo hlobo, xa ungenamali uhluphekile bhuti wami, so wena uhluphekile awunofunda. So kuze kuzovela le nto ithi fees must fall. Ngiyayibona loo nto. So ndicinga uba mna fani uba lapho bakhona basazigqenya bathi no, istruggle isaqhubeka, ifight kusafayithwa kusaqhubekwa apha nsini sibe siya-celebrate sonke ngazilinye sithi nansi i-freedom lesa siyifuna. Ndicinga uba mna fani uba bayabona mani uba kusenza ukuthi ulusha lusaqhubeka neyanto lusaqhubeka phasi ashiye khona. Ngiyayibona loo nto ngoba asihlala ngaphansi bebengeke babe proud uba bethiwa no, ulusha langoku lihleli phansi abanakanga and ayikho nento abayihlalele phansi ngoba kunzima kunje yabo. So isaqhubeka lento bafamba mna ngokutsho nje ngokuphandle nje uba basazigqenya basathi no, isenzeka lento and apha nsini kube kuyenzeka ngale ndlela esifuna ngayo.
Okay, well, bavuyisa phunda yami ngenxa yexesha man chief, ngenxa yabantu abaninzi ekusafuneka sithethe nabo chief, masukulahle njena ngalondlela leyo bra. Siyabulela ngoba ube nathi apha kwiMadibaz Radio.
Kubulela mna kuni nonke khona apha estudio madidani ibambini yaya kubamba ezingelayo ulusha nje khali yazo nto bamotelekone nawuzuyifumana masibabeshilo nomandoza. So nje kubamba ezingelayo ukuzibhuthulule ungene wambolwela lento ifunayo ngoba xa ngabe udedela igazi ohleli phansi ngokusho ukuthi nakusasa mosi ukhomba ukuthi uzohlupheka. Ngisho isizukulu sesizukulu sakho sikhomba ukuthi uzobe sihlupheka naso mangabe ungasilweli ngoku baphinde bathathe nabo ukuqhubeka. Siyabonga bhuti wami.
Makubulele mina Siyana, andazi noba le question nawo buhalele ukufake nje yakho i-view
ba
la youth abo bantu basekhona ngoku, do you think ba proud ngale youth namhlanje?
They have to be they have to be proud. Ndikufuna nje ukwenza i-reference nje kwi-leaders ezimbini apha eAfrika. I-leader yokuqala ibe nguGaddafi, eyesibini ibe nguMugabe. Yabona ezangoku lezi ezimbini we're doing something that I think most Africans didn't see. Ubana ngaba maybe in 10 years time iyabe isincede kangakanani thina sikhule inansiki iAfrika. Into bangala ndithethe ngaba bantu is that bobabini were demolished by intervention zamanye amazwe bangaphandle. Eyona nto yenza ukuba ingabonakali into eyenzekayo in our modern day is the intervention of the Europeans and others bangaphandle. But if thina mesinohlala phansi sizibuzeni basifuna ntoni thina singama-Afrika, ubuye qaphela mesinofumana into eyi-one egqibeleni. Because even mna nomdlalo osengungoku you would hear, ndithetha nge-youth yangoku nizama uphendula le question yakho, you would hear uba into ezininzi esizithethayo are more or less the same but we are in different political organizations. So zincinci za dynamics zisenza ubana ngaba sohlukane thina. Ingqondo zethu i1 mission, i1 into siyifunayo, i1 i-drive yethu yonke, but it's just some documentations ku-organization yakhe ne-documentations ku-organization yami ezindenza ndingafuni ukuyijoin organization yami, of which ezazinto eziya are the things that will forever delay us. Because thina siyi-youth ngoku, ezona zinto zidocumentwayo ngathi is when you see ubana ngaba there is a new drug echaywa zi-youth ngoku bazijula kwi-building bathini ngenxa la drug. Ubani ozena la drug? Because youth ayenzi drugs. If you can think of it, youth ayenzi drugs. Mna nabanye aba-youth abantu, they don't know how to make drugs. Eyona ndi one abayenziwayo into ubana ngaba bayitshayiswe la drug, because youth are very experimental people. If ukufika ngoku ufika ijezi entsha engenamkhono, mandenza umzekelo. Loo nto leyo mna as umuntu othanda i-design ngizawuvele ndiyinxibe la jezi ngoyingenamkhono. The-experimental funa ubona uba izawuthini society xa indijongayo now that ndinxibe into engazange yanxitywa. So si-experimental. And ihlobo ekuthi xa kuthethwa nathi ngalo, ingqondo zethu sibe ngalo, thina xa kuthethwayo ebona phofu ke noba kubani, even if ndifika ndithetha nomntu ndimcacisele, chances are ndizawuthi ndimka laa mntu ufuna usayina i-membership form yebhasma ngenxa yehlobo endithethe ngalo nayo. Then bakhona abantu abakwaziyo ke ukwenza the very same thing kum sesikile siya, because ndifuna ndinceda abantu, but kwabanye abantu bayenza laa nto bebulala ifuture yomntu, because bazomenza azive kumandi. Mna ndeke nenziwa ndaziva iyona best feeling into yobana ngabafuneka kutshayo intsango. Ndenza umzekelo. Ngoku kuxa kuthethwa nami ngentsango kuthiwa uzova ingathi ku-10-10, uzova ingathi ku-10-10, and then uphela ufuna uyitraya laa nto leya. And ke ngoku zi-strong ezangoku ii-drugs, because once you try them uzohlala uzitshaya and ziza kubamba, zi-possessive, yabo. So ndifuna ukuthi eyona nto mele iyatshintshwa kuthi, we need to limit intervention yamazwe ngaphandle so that izobonakala ubu-influential be-youth yethu yangoku. Because the more the intervention of ezinye countries is, the more they come with their power and they instill izinto zabo ezi-westernized ezawusenza singathi asina direction. Because the mere fact that we need to be African and we need to be Western isenza singabonakali uba siyintoni kahle kahle. Because there are many people apha phandle that fight with izinto ozawuya wena as a person that is political uzithethe just because unalando ithi society kuye i-coconut. So once the society says you are a coconut, because ngifuna understand who is the coconut, because a coconut is xa umjongile ngumuntu omnyama, ngumAfrika, but xa uthetha naye ngumlungu. Kubani ke ngokulo mntu? Ngumlungu kanye ngumAfrika. So uyabona izinto ezinjalo zezona zinto zenza ingabonakali i-direction yethu thina as youth yangoku. So youth yangoku andiyiblame, but ndiblame i-system. So until we attack the system sizayibona youth yethu ubana ngaba i-strong kanjani.
3 masenze imizuzu ive kube ngu3 o'clock. In fact akho nomzuzu bethile la 3 o'clock yakhumbula uba ngoku siya phaya ku4 o'clock. Kudala sithetha ndifuna njena sike sithathe njena ingoma ibe 1 xa sibuya ukhumbula sisaqhuba ngencoko yethu khona apha e-studio. Masenze ngalendlela ukhumbula phaya ngo4 o'clock in his present iyangena no pastor bekuphathe inkonzo ya Sunday. 3 minutes after 3 o'clock. Yeva ingoma esizidlalayo namhlanje zikuthatha zikubeke Fando 1 ba kaloku kuyibukele la documentary yeSarafina yenye yengoma lena uyiva apha zingoma zestruggle ingoma ekokuliwa ngazo ngela xesha elaloma 1976 and even before elo xesha. Well ukhumbulwa loku mama abantu abamnyama base South Africa back then yo babephethwe njena ngenye indlela mama indlela babeharaswa ngayo ezumdlalo osechilo apho ba lanto le yaqala phango 1652 kufika kuka Jan van Riebeeck fike ichief yazixelela babona apha ndizokhonkarisha elilizwe liso yathatha umhlaba wethu la chief le yonke ke into iqale khona apho kodwa ke sizahleli apha ndazi noba nawe bhoda zami braza nisaphathike grand
samnandi mfowethu
wena samnandi sizaqhuba ngencoko yethu umdlalose ndifuna udala uthule bra istruggle sethu kule minyaka intoni.
Right, earlier on when I said that each generation iqala struggling as it and it's up to the following generation to complete it and start another mission. Now our generational mission, we've already started. Fees must fall, free education. We're in the process of integrating that whole system. Free education, that's number one. Number two, the land issue. That is our struggle as this generation. The land issue needs to be addressed by ourselves, because we won't be massaging these issues. We owe no one diplomacy. We don't need to be diplomatic. All people can be diplomatic, yes, because of their positions and what. We are young people, and young people in any country are never diplomatic and never ever massage issues, because they know that they are the ones that are going to exist for the longer period than the old people that actually exist in a particular time. So our mission still continues. Number one, Wenazam, you first have to look at this on the liberation of the mind. For you to realize your mission, your mind needs to be liberated. Right? How are our minds suppressed even up until today by the education system we praise? Our minds are suppressed from basic education until higher learning. Our minds are suppressed. Take for example, a young child from the township has a dream of making someone else's dream come true. Those are our dreams. Our dreams are to make other people's dreams come true. I want to be an accountant. I want to work for KPMG. You're advancing the dreams of that person who owns KPMG. What about your dreams? What about starting an empire? We are not meant to be laborers. We are not meant to be employment seekers. As young people, we must create employment for the good sake of our own future. Otherwise, we are going to find ourselves in shambles. Yes, youth unemployment is a drastic problem in this country. But if we don't address it, who will? Because political parties use it as a slogan to campaign. And no one actually takes initiative to say, no, young people are actually in deep trouble. We need to liberate our minds. A young person must stop thinking that for them to achieve something, they need to advance the dream of someone else. There's no rich black person in South Africa. Yes, there are certain individuals. I can count them with one hand. Those rich people in South Africa. No one is rich. Black people in South Africa are enslaved. You have to pay a bond for 20 years. You have to pay off a car for 5 years. You are not rich. You are living in a suburb, but you are indebted. You are in debt. Slavery never ended. It took on other forms. It never ever ended. Now the slavery we are caught in is debt. That's how white people have caught us. Now if you engrave someone in debt, you deter with their thinking capacity. Now before you actually engrave them in debt, you first have to deter with their mental capacity and take away the way that they think and give them your version of thinking. The education system in South Africa does not teach us how to think. It tells us what to think. So that is where our problem is.
Chef,
the main problem is that we are not free. We must come to a point whereby our first step is to understand that one, we are not free. Two, why are we not free? We are not free because we are currently oppressed in a systematically way that is camouflaged with many things that makes us to think that we are free. So therefore, when we start to that point, then we'll be in a journey of losing, of recapturing our minds, because right now our minds are captured. One, we have an education system. What is the current education system? For example, primary and secondary school, we have introduced CAPS. Where does CAPS come from? Was CAPS designed by African specialists? No. Where does CAPS come from? CAPS come from Europe. It was adopted there, and and CAPS there in Europe, it failed, and South Africa took it. Right now, we have a generation that is called a lost generation. What makes us a lost generation? It is because our education system, it is not African-centered. It does not teach us that we are not free. It does not teach us that we are landless and we must take back our land. It does not teach us that we have an oppressor and what is the color of the oppressor. Because today, whether we like it or not, the world is black and white. And if you are black, you are meant to be oppressed by white people. Then therefore, that is a starting point where, as the youth today, we should take and move forward. Because what happened in 1994, it was not the end of apartheid, but it was the democratization of apartheid. So in 1994, we didn't get independence. Because when you get independence, it means you are in full control of your own. We are in full control of your economy, we are in full control of your land, we are in full control of your mineral resources, we are in full control of the air that you breathe, the skies, the seas and everything. But today, 80% of our land is still in control of white people. Our mineral resources, 99% of them are in control of white people. Then therefore, this kind of situation that we are currently in as black people in this country, it is not a situation where as it has been designed, and there are people who look like us who are black who are collaborating with these oppressors in making sure that we are in a state of continuation or in a state of perpetual bondage.
Ndiyava guys nithetha ngento ngoba we still oppressed. Ngabe le oppression ithini ingaphela xa kusothini?
As I was saying, the question, this is where I would make be clear a reference to these two leaders in Africa. Mugabe no Gaddafi. Mugabe waba successful ekuthatheni umhlaba. But you know what then became a problem? Now abantu are pointing fingers at Mugabe himself, and I think those African people that are doing that needs to be pointing fingers at themselves rather, because if South Africa could succeed mhlambi kwinto ye land reform, umhlaba kuthiwa uyathathwa. Xa uthathwayo la mhlaba, there won't be izinto ezininzi ezizakwenzeka ku-country. Ilanto bathi inantsika xa beyithetha bathi economic state draft, because that thing is into ziyenzeke when you take eyona nto yenza i-economy yelo country ibe success, uyithatha away from the oppressors. Into baye bayenze, first of all, bakuvalela, there would be sanctions, economic sanctions. Bavale trade ezase-Europe for ezinye country, bayivale for your country, to be specific, bakuvalele kwezo zinto ezinjalo, and then bakuvalele mhlawumbi bakupress into a corner where you don't have money, uzofuna uboleka ku-World Bank, and then when you go there akuvunywa ubaboleka. And there was a situation where Lamazwi, Afghanistan and Iran were terrorizing America because of what America wanted to do. Lamazwi, America isafuna uwacolonize Lamazwi, ifuna uthatha oil zawo, ifuna uthatha indondolo, and then Lamazwi manje terrorize, sixelele ba abayifuni landa iyenza America managed to freeze i-finances zela lezi zalamazwi. Kubanjani? We don't know that. That is power. So if Libya Zimbabwe were supported by the entire continent, that is why Pazme cities izolwethu Africa. I choose izolwethu South Africa because we are not limiting this thing. Kwalento ye-borders ifike mva. Eyona nto thina siyazile lizwe is the thing that they call continent. Because if that was the thing, if ibililizwe le continent yethu, meaning that ngoku ukusuka apha ukusuka eCape Town ukuyotsho eCairo ngekuthethwa inantsiki language eyi-1 most probably would be Swahili. Ngesifana ngengikwazi uba ndisuka apha ngeNigeria ndifike phana ningastrugglish kuba nangaba funeka ndithethe English, and chances are umuntu akayazi le English ndiyithethayo, funeka ndithethe la language ithethwa pha, which might probably be is French. Ungayazi uba is French sizothina apha eAfrica, yabo. So zizinto ezinjalo ezi, yabo, because if mekuthiwa i-borders were not there, siyakwazi uba siyenze nsuku ngelanto i-free trade eAfrica yonke la. We've got all the minerals that we need. We've got almost everything that we need. Zimbalwa izinto that we will probably want to seek from i-countries ezingezinye, because even kwa i-ocean yethu, we are talking not just about ocean economy. There's a lot that will get with oceans. Ongenapha ulfumana amayeza, uyafumana i-fish ezingafumanekiyo kwezinye ndawo, yabo. So Africa is very privileged. If Africans zingadibana, iAfrica zimanyane, iAfrica zithethe into enye about what they want, babambi Africa yabo, bayimele Africa yabo ngokwabo, ungabona onke la mazwe angazoyicela, and ayicele genuine into ayifunayo ukuthi, because they would never survive even 10 years without Africa. Ayikho ilizwe no survivor elingekho seAfrica without Africa.
Mdlalose, sisekulento lena ye-freedom. Le freedom lena sithetha ngayo like okanye le freedom lena yayilwela back then. Mama ndiyeva i-borders ziyathetha about land thing and another thing. So wena xa ujongile yiphi la freedom lena yayilwela? Xa ungathiwa like kakuyidescribe, kakufundise ulutsha lanamhlanje, ungathi yiphi lo freedom yayilwela back then?
Okay, freedom eyayilwelwa back then, abazali bethu, freedom in general eyayilwelwa is not the right to vote, per se, just only the right to vote. The freedom we were fighting for, that they were fighting for, was the land. That was the most fundamental thing, the land of an African person. Now, to us, abantu, umhlaba is a very, very pivotal asset to us. It's our dignity, it's our wealth. When yet again I keep making reference to that thief. I don't like him, but I have to keep making reference to him. You know, when he landed here with his friends, with his whole cabal and crew, they took away the land and they took away our wealth. Our wealth was cattle.
Xolo nje kancinci Mdlaloso, masike siqale sibhatala amatyala nje ngalandlela ukhumbula bamizuzu i17 ebethile u3 o'clock. Ndifuna nje ukubaleka ndiye kwi-advert, then uMdlaloso aphinde aqhube xa thetha nge-freedom.
30/270/E.
2019 is your year to be more social and to hit up your crush with the 1 gig WhatsApp bundle for 30 days for only 19 Rand from Vodacom Next Level. Plus, stand a chance to win 100,000 Rand cash to fund your next level every time you buy a bundle on *128#. Make it 20 Mnandi with SA's best network. T's and C's apply. Visit vodacom.co.za/next level for more info. Vodacom Next Level, the best value for under 25s.
Guys, since Davido got Telkom,
18 minutes past 3 o'clock ukhumulwa pha ngo 4 o'clock kaloku siyaphuma sithethela in his present with upastor azothatha ubeka phaya ngo 6 o'clock kanti usahleli noZama Baleni ufaka unyawo sithahla kandani uziqelekazi tata kaboy 80 on Facebook tata kaboy _Baleni ku Twitter utata kaboy ku Instagram kanti ku YouTube nguzama nje kaBaleni ndikhona khona pha well namhlanje lo sithetha ngayo yonke into enokwenza nge-youth day and ntoni so umdlalo ebesachaza khawuyithathe apha uyeke khona chief yami.
Alright, bengisasho ukuthi i-wealth yethu was the cattle that we had. Yabo, that is our wealth. By the way, the wealth now that we are buying from white people, we are cattle is very expensive. Red meat is very expensive. I-wealth yethu le, which we then have to buy from them. Yabo. So it's all about a system that was created. Now, often when you fear someone, you make sure that you suppress their mind by all means necessary, so that they you fear their potential, you fear what they might be. There is a general fear of what young people might be in the future. There are many ways that are used to actually oppress and crush us. Yeah. Now, back then, when our parents were fighting, there are 3 fundamental pillars of any freedom. It's political freedom, it's economic freedom, and it's land power. Those 3 fundamental pillars. They were fighting for those 3 fundamental pillars. They achieved political freedom, only political freedom. There's another struggle that we still have to wage, which is the land question. That is the second fundamental pillar of our struggle. In fact, that was actually the primary one. But we said, let's take care of this one because it's the easiest to get out the way. The government in South Africa does not own any land. They don't own buildings. Take, for instance, right here in PE, the governmental monuments are rented from white people. In Durban, there are governmental monuments that are rented from white people. The union buildings, they say the state owns them. Do you know that those union buildings, there's someone benefiting, there's a white person benefiting because South Africa, the black government of South Africa has to pay tax because this thing was not built by them. It was built by certain individuals which now have to benefit from them. So it's all those fundamental questions that we should be addressing. By the way, your question was, what aspects of freedom were they fighting for? It was those 3, but they only achieved 1. And these other 2 will not be achieved on their own. Someone has to take the baton. And we are here, we are young people, we have to take the baton. Some of us have to die for it. Part of these struggles that we are fighting for was fees must fall. Fees must fall falls directly under economic freedom. Because decolonized education, free, equal and decolonized education emancipates the mind of a black person. Learning more about yourself emancipates you as a black person. South Africa is trapped not in national consciousness. They are trapped in tribalistic consciousness. Have a look at, for example, the election results in KZN. Before Zuma became the president or the deputy president, ANC never had a stronghold in Natal. The moment Zuma became deputy president, because he is represented in the NEC of the ANC in the what you call lucrative structures, the whole of KZN goes out to vote. He is president, the whole of KZN votes. The moment he goes away, certain people in KZN detract from the ANC because we are stuck in tribalistic consciousness. We are worried about a Zulu president, a Venda president, a Swati president. We are trapped in tribalistic consciousness. Now we need to reach a certain level of national consciousness. You will never reach national consciousness if you still go on to say that any or every Tom, Dick and Harry must form a political party, because you are effectively dividing black people. There are only 2 white political parties in the country, the rest are black. So we will never ever achieve that if we keep on having that clause in our constitution that says every Tom, Dick and Harry must have a political party, you are effectively, it's instinctive, it's deliberate to divide black people.
Well, yasivela 23 minutes after 3 o'clock. Well, kanti ngoku on the line sinaye Mr. Number. Mr. Number ngomnye wabantu naye ozama ukuphuhlisa ulutsha, he's based kwelacala lase KZN. Mr. Number, manikwamkele ku Madibaz Radio, khawuzibulisele kwi-listeners zale show.
Ngiyabingelela nami emsakazweni wethu esithanda kakhulu Madibaz FM enhla nasezantsi lapha okufinyelela khona umsakazo. Ngiyabonga.
Mr. Number, man, ke ndiqale ukubuza nje nalombuzo, to you Youth Day imina ntoni?
Ngicela ungiphindele baba.
Youth Day kuwe imina ntoni, ithetha ukuthini nje?
Okay, mhlawumbe mangacaphuna nje kabili kathathu ukuthi sesikhumbuzweni sokuthi sivelaphi, usha lwethu luvelaphi and luyaphi. Okubuhlungu kakhulu ukuthi njengamanje asiboni lapho luya khona, yebo siyabona lapho liphuma khona, kodwa ukuze kubonakala ukuthi liyaphi kudinga amadoda amasha azosukuma akhomba indlela ukuthi kiwapi kubhekwephi, ukuze intsha yethu kusasa siyibone ukuthi ifikile lapho kuyiwa khona.
Well, uyazivela lo Mr. Number. So kwezi in fact lento mayisho nguwe, mayingasho ndim because mina ndizayibeka njena okanye ndingayibeka ngendlela yami ebheka eqaleni. KZN, I believe that kunento yenzayo trying to help mama ulutsha lalapho. Khakusixelele nje ngalonto yenzayo.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthola leli thuba. Okokuqala nje ake ngikusho ukuthi ngiyithanda kakhulu lapha engikhona, siwumndeni owodwa owahlanganiswa emfihlakalweni. Lana sine production ebizwa ngokuthi iDonep production eqalwe nje amalunga amathathu, uDokasi noJones oyimina kanye noQueeneke, sahlanganisa ama-alphabets wamagama wethu kwaphuma iDonep production. Lana si-germinate noma sichelela intsha ukuze ikhule ngamakhono ewaphathiswa uNkulunkulu, kuvuleka iminyango bakwazi ukuthi badle kungene isinkwa etafuleni kuhleshilwane kudliwe. Sinama-classes sifundisa i-acting skills, sinesikole sifundisa khona ngoku-acta. Masisuka lapho futhi sinama-modelers, kuyamodelwa, ne-poetry iyenziwa ngaphakathi, kanjalo no-music. Sizama ukuthi intsha izazi, isukume ngesibindi, ingakubukeli phansi ukuthi uNkulunkulu uyiphini, nabanganakho bayifune baze bakuthole. Sikhona ukulekelela baphumelele, sihambe nabo, sibamba ngengalo size siyowina nabo, ngoba kufuneka abantu abazowina. Sikhona njengeDonep production, sivule eminyango, samukela zonke izingane kusuka eminyakeni emincane. Akugugelwa ke ukulwa nokufuna ukuya phambili, akugugelwa futhi akukhulelwa. Kulowo mkhakha njengeDonep production siyasisa kakhulu intsha. Mangacaphuna nje kabili kathathu izolo kade siphakathi neTheku, siphumile sidlala umdlalo othi asiphelelanga, lapha besizama ukuveza, siqhumbiza ithumba, ipheni yeminyaka, obaba bethu, omama, omkhulu bethu bebulawa bacindezeli mabekhononda ngokusebenza kwabo, kanjalo nanemholo. Besikhala impela phakathi neTheku, sehlisa inyembezi, hayi ngoba siveza ukuthi kwakungafanele yini noma laba bathuleleni, kodwa inhlungu ibiphuma kithi, sifuna ukuconnecta nabo bonke abehlakalelwa izehlakalo, noma kithi singehlanga, kodwa njengoba ngingasho ngathi siwumndeni sonke sahlanganisa emfihlakalweni, ipain eziwa womunye, kanjalo nathi simele ukuyizwa.
A story behind okanye eyona nto ebangela bake nizame ukunceda ulutsha lanamhlanje ngabe yintoni, usithele nje qaba then sikulahle.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Zama. Into eyenza ukuthi sisukume sincede usha, uma sibuka emumva kwakufanele ngabe siyakhululeka, unfortunately sangakhululeka, kodwa igama elalishiwo lalithi siyakhululeka, so kwabanjwa igama kodwa kwangakhululeleka. Kubuhlungu kuhamba komuntu ohamba negama elithi inkululeko kodwa yena engakhululekile.
so sasukuma ukuthi no asenzeni njena. Yes, we know ukuthi kuliwe iyouth yakithi yashona enye but thina senzani njengamanje. So sasukuma sathi no. Kune youth egcwele emigwaqeni babulawa izidakamizwa, abanye bathengisa ngemizimba ukuze abadle. Asivezeke thina ikhaya lapho sizobaqoqela khona. Sibafunze ukuthi kuyaphunyelelwa. So sakhona ukubaqoqa and la ngaphakathi idonor production esebenzela khona isebenzela ekhaya i-Hope Center. So ikhaya i-Hope Center ngaphakathi i-Hope Center yasizala i-donor production. That means ke i-donor production ihamba ifika ithinta ki-Hope Center, ne-Hope Center ijike futhi izothinta kwi-donor production. Sibhekela nje wonke umuntu omusha size siyobhekela nabazali babo. Yeah. Kunjalo nje Zama.
Hayi ke masikulahle njena kanjalo Mr Number because of ixesha sithi uqhuba usenza umsebenzi omhle uphuhlisa ulutsha kwelocala ukulo and ungathi lento yakho ingaspreada ifikelele kwindawo ngendawo apha eSouth Africa. Sithi all the best Chief.
Siyabonga Zama, siyabonga kakhulu. Senifala nje even la ekhaya esikhona sihlala nezingane ezu9 esingayizali kodwa siyizala ngoba singabazali, sazithatha siyayifundisa ezinye zazo, ezinye seyiqedile esikoleni, sesakhe nemizi ewu5 asilona ikhansela kodwa ngoba siyanakekela. Sesakhe nemizi ewu5 kukhona abahlala kuyona ngoba sasibuka ukuthi akusizi ukuthi thina sihlala endaweni engconywana kodwa bona besokola. Siyabonga kakhulu, siyathembisa ukuthi sizoqhubeka sisize. Ngiyabonga kakhulu nawe bhuti wami ukungibiza ohlelweni lakho ngibe khona. uNkulunkulu anibusise. Isiteshi siyasithanda kakhulu. Amen.
Amen. Masimlahle kanjalo Mr Number 3:30 sele nje nge30 minutes basiphume. Well upastor ndambona seviva Brazil besisathetha about lento ye freedom and ni Natasha something about land. Lento land now okay kwathiwa umhlaba uzathathwa ubuyisele abantwini, but now kunala sort of conflict of lo mhlaba uzodistributwa njani ebantwini. So andazi xa wena Jeff ubona njani lento lomhlaba kuthiwa mawunikwe estate abanye abantu bathi mawunikwe abantu.
Yeah, I think the problem is that the problem with giving the lentuza the state to lentuza umhlaba and since the state itself it is not an entity of the majority of the people that are in control. The political part that is in the state, it is itself that is in control. Then our democracy, it is a shame of the democracy. There's no such thing as democracy here. Yeah, because if there was such a thing as a true democracy, that will mean that the people who are black in this country, they're in control of the government. So I myself as an individual, I can have direct impact to the government. Right now, I don't have such powers. If I can say something right now to the government, okay, is a manya lonto and government could with ilentuza. So Tina bangabikho bantu abazobane war about what we are going to do with our land. This is our land. Whatever we do with it, it is our land. Yeah, but we were born here. Our forefathers were born here. Yeah, but this land, it is us. Without this land, we are nothing. That's why right now we're in such a state of instability, because we are out a part of us. Because this land is a part of us. Then therefore we need to reclaim it. So distribution, it will depend on us, the Africans. But how are we going to distribute this land amongst ourselves? So there must be people who are going to worry about that. We must get the land first, then everything will follow after that.
Mama Msiana, andazi khona ufuna add something.
No, I think seyikile because umhlaba issue yomhlaba is a very dynamic issue. And it has to do something with injustice. Yabona, if mekuthiwana abantu that oppressed us ngabantu abangabantu Africa uzawubaza ubuntu kulento ndiyithethayo. Even kuthiwa ngabantu, they would know that now that sithetha ngomhlaba, you will find ngokuba in Pretoria ngoku there are camps as a military but as a mabhulu, meaning that sebesilwa for ubana ngaba when the day of revolution comes babobona be ready ge arms. balwela into abayaziyo nabo uba ayo yabo lento bayilwelayo yabo. So umhlaba, they know that if they lose the land, they like ayikho enye into abazobe benayo kuthi ngaphandle kwaleyo into, because umhlaba is the fundamental issue kuyo yonke le issue ye-economy. Because umhlaba, there's agricultural land, there's residential land, and there is commercial land, meaning that commercial land layer businesses, industries and everywhere, meaning that if they own umhlaba, then they own industries, business and zonke izinto ezigenerate incomes for abantu nemisebenzi. If si own agricultural land, meaning that still imisebenzi ukuthi thina abantu bamnyama ukutya kwenziwa sithi thina abantu bamnyama, and ke ngoku sikwenza ngohlobo sikufuna ngalo, because ukutya kwethu ngoku kunantsika kumodified, and uyilento ngoku unibona ungabelieve sometimes uVictor na 19 but xa unjongayo ba hey lo muntu lo indevu uthene njena ukutya sikutyiswayo ke, and ayo mistake leya, ayo mistake into bana ngabe ukutya kwakho kulwethu kudura kunoko kwa Shoprite, because kuyaziwa abantu bangobani abathenga kwa Shoprite ngobani abathenga kwa kulwethu. So yenziwa amabomu lando, uyayiva yonke le ndiyithethayo isuka emhlabeni, even kwa lezikipa ndisinxibileyo yi-cotton yethu le, but ungayiboni nje ibhalwe uMarkham, uHenry Markham. Henry Markham is a British guy engayaziyo nobinjani ebusweni, was never part of Africa, but inxiba into zakhe uHenry Markham. Yi-cotton yalapha eAfrica le benze ngayo yonke le nto le, iphuma kumhlaba wapi wase-Africa. So these people know yabo. So ndisathethe ngoku ngenantsika ngale mihlaba mibini iyona i-fundamental when it comes to inantsika ipolitics. And then there's residential land. Umcimbi residential land is an issue on its own, because yindawo yobana ngaba umuntu funeka ahlale phi. Uyabona i-residence, bensenza umzekelo wabantu kwento yenantsika, kwento yendla apho umuntu ahlala khona inayo indlela emenza ba acinge ngayo lo muntu lo, because if uhlala emikhukhwini kundawo isquatter camp edibeneyo, akho space, xa uvula ungcolela umuntu laphambi kwakho kufitshane nalo muntu lo, ungathi uvula xa uchitha amanzi uchithela endlini yomuntu. Yonke lanto leyana, first of all yi-danger, because iku-easy uba mayikhoze i-conflict lanto, because xa ndizokutshiva amanzi ngeli xesha ndime emnyangweni wami, but xa nditshiva amanzi nditshiva kwakho umnyango, loo nto leyo yi-conflict on its own. So laa nto leyana yenza ingqondo zethu zihlale zi-ready for into yokubana ngaba silwe, but not silwe ne-enemy, but silwe kwasodwa, because sibekwe endaweni e-congested ubana ngaba masibenje. And laa nto leya iyayilimit ukucinga. Yabona, if we had a psychologist to prove le nto nzayithetha apha ngoku, okanye we could google le nto ngoku nzayithetha yobana ngaba indawo ohlala kuyo if incinci and kuphuwa kuloo ndawo and idityanisiwe abantu bahlala ezindaweni ezincinci, mhlawumbi kwesi studio kuhlala ifamily of 8 yabantu behlala apha besenza yonke into apha, indlela abacinga ngayo iye ibe ncinci nayo. Aba bantu uthi kutheni bezenzela i-mansions ngasemalwandle? It's because even the atmosphere, okwakhala kwamanzi kuyi-relax ingqondo. Once ku-relax ingqondo icinga kakhulu ingqondo, and abantu bayenzile laa nto when they were structuring the system. So those are 3 types of land esizifunayo. It's commercial, it's residential, and it's the agricultural land.
Okay,
the third one.
Mdlalose imizuzu ngoku-37 yabethile la 3 o'clock akhumbula siyaya pha ku 4 o'clock no pastor sebefikile sebe studio sebefuna ukuzovula ilizwe. Mdlalose lento in fact maske sithethe nge-corruption that is actually happening now in South Africa. Xa ucinga wena okanye xa ujongile yintoni the source okanye the cause of la corruption? Because if I'm not mistaken iAfrica andazi okanye is it iAfrica eSouth Africa lelinye yenye ye-continent okanye South Africa, it's one of the countries corrupt around the world. I think sikwi top 5 if asikho kwi top 2 or if asikho kwi top 2. Intoni yonke into ebangela la corruption. Okay, man siyakhala sithi asina freedom, but now let's look at inantsika abantu abasebenza our president bethu abantu abamnyama, abantu basezintweni ngabantu abamnyama, but those people esibavotileyo, those people abase parliament are the ones abathatha le mali lena ye South Africans. Singayifata njani lanto le corruption, and yintoni cause yale corruption xa ucinga nje wena?
Number one, the problem begins when you are saying that the youth of South Africa are unemployed. South Africa has a big crisis of unemployment. Yet the very same people that are giving those stats to you are holding 3 jobs at once. You cannot be a member of parliament. You earn 100,000 a month. Then you are a minister. You earn 1.2 a month. Then you're an NEC member of a political party. You have another salary. Why don't you start by saying, for young people to be employed, let me cut these 2 positions and give them away to young people, and then I can hold 1. How can you as a lawmaker be a hypocrite to us as South Africans to say that we have a problem of unemployment, yet when you're occupying 3 positions at once? It doesn't make sense. That does not hold water. Number 2, corruption arises when black people fail to realize why they were in certain positions. Now, a leader in a position cannot forget about the mission. Because if you're a leader in a position and you forget about the mission, you've ultimately lost the vision. You know nothing about what you're doing. Loss of vision boils down to personal satisfaction. You want to satisfy yourself now because you have lost the vision of why you are in a particular position. Then you seek to benefit. You want to satisfy yourself. Then corruption steps in, because leaders who are in strategic positions forget about missions, hence lose vision. Secondly, we are not. People often say in South Africa we are in a leadership crisis. Chief, we are not in a leadership crisis. We are in a crisis of old people misplacement. Old people are misplaced in this country. They're in leadership positions. They're supposed to be sitting at home, watching after their grandkids, enjoying their pensions. Old people are misplaced in South Africa. They don't belong where they are. You can't tell me that a certain Naledi Pandor has been a member of parliament from 1994. From the time we were born, you were a member of parliament. Today you are 25 years. You are still a member of parliament. You are still a minister. Where's the sense in that? There is another problem that we have. Our government is, in fact, these old people are hypocrites. All of them in general. The old people are hypocrites because they are misplaced. They're not where they're supposed to be. Me and you belong in shaping in those positions that shape policies of the country, because we'll be there tomorrow. We have that consciousness of that tomorrow we'll be there. Whenever you shape a certain policy, you will keep it in mind that I'm going to be there. My kids are going to be there. Can't you, when you're an old person and you're misplaced, you are thinking, hey, I'm going to die tomorrow. Let me enjoy this as much as I can. You see, so there is a problem we have. There's a general notion that is created by the what you call the global north, that the global south, particularly Africa, is very corrupt. That is why Africa does not advance. Let me tell you something that is not actually true. Corruption is made more in Africa than what it actually is. It is made way more than what it actually is. And this is precisely because they are forcing all of us to be democratic states. Give me a state in Africa where democracy was successful besides this one that is not sure whether they're coming or going. South Africa uses a liberal democracy. We are a liberal democratic country. If we took the route of social democracy, they were also going to say that democracy is failing because the leaders, they are corrupt.
all democracies in Africa do not survive. They are limping, all of them. They are not surviving. Why? Because you are taking a certain system which was created for a certain setting and implementing it in a completely different environment. Conditions are not the same. It will never survive. For Africa to advance, you need social democracy.
Mandize ku Jeff, the importance ye youth babe involved kwinto politics as apha umdlalo osesethile ba nowadays masijonge nje eParliament more especially to ruling party yabo most abantu abaphaya ngabantu abadala and all those stuff. So the importance ye youth were involved kwiParliament kwinto politics ithini bro, like
yeah. Let me just start by saying that by quoting Lentuza Huey P. Newton, one of the former Lentuza chairpersons, Black Panther Party in the United States, Uti, the revolution has always been in the hands of the young. Yabo? Underline the young, not the old. The old have Lentuza reluctance and needs because they have too much commitment now. They're having wives, they're having kids, and they have like banala fear itil for them to revolt against any injustices or against oppression. So Tina, as the youth again, we are youth whereby we have nothing to lose. We are young, we are fresh, we are energetic, and we have power. That's why you see many of our countries, they have old people in parliaments. It's because our countries that are still in Lentuza, they're still captured by the Lentuza, by the former oppressors. Then the former oppressors will never allow young and vibrant and radical Lentuza youth like us to be in such places whereby we can be able to change the system, because they know that they cannot control us, but the old people, they can control them with money, with all these things, and with applying fear to them. Tina, we don't have fear. If Tina, we must die for our people and we must die fighting for our land, then so be it. But our people today, they will say that no, man, let's not do this. Let's do this way. Let's be collaborative. Of which again, white people, when they came here and took all these things, they were never like that. They killed our ancestors. They tortured our mothers and sisters. They raped. They wiped out our generation of our people. Right now, we have many groups and many nations in Africa that have been wiped out by white people out of the face of the earth. We have we have Khoi people, the pure Khoi people are not there anymore. The Sand people, the Sand people of South Africa, the original ones, they're not there. We have a mix now. Yeah, but so again, it shows that Tina, as the youth of today, we must show interest in politics. Because this thing of us not showing interest in politics, it shows that the education system that has been applied in South Africa by the oppressor, it is playing its role. So that Tina can be conscious of the Lentuza, of our conditions, and be able to formulate Lentuza measures that we can use to liberate ourselves. So our youth, especially Lentuza youth in this country, we must make sure that we become political conscious.
Okay, well, 46 minutes after 3 o'clock, sizaphuma njengokudala kanti for now maske siqale kwi-advert xa ndibuya wena msiyana ndifuna undiphendule le mbuzo. Would you say South Africa is an angry nation? Well, xa senibuya ke umsiyana uzangena kulo mbuzo lo maske sibaleke siye kwi-ads
brings your TV in the palm of your hand. Wherever you are, you can watch TV on your mobile phone. Tuluntu has a channel for everyone, such as news, movies, music, comedy, sports, and educational programs. Tuluntu also features a wide variety of radio stations, including Madibaz Radio. Download the app for free from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Tuluntu, free TV and radio for you, Africa.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Fikile Mbalula, commonly known as Razmataz Mbawizi Flikile on Flick. You are listening to Madibaz Radio. Keep rocking the Metro Nana. Let's go.
You're listening to Madibaz Radio, opening up the waves for you to be heard.
Good enough. Do you have kids?
Yeah, we have kids.
How many kids do you have?
How many kids do we have? He's not make sure. It's true. It's not make sure you have full kids.
You have full kids?
Kids, yeah.
So are your kids liking it for the pirates too?
True, yeah.
They're liking it for the
yeah,
pirates.
Like
and the wife, I see you wearing rings.
Wife is not your wife.
It's your wife?
Yeah. It's not your wife. It's
the wife.
It's kids only.
It's kids only?
Yeah,
it's not you don't have a wife?
Yeah, it's not a wife.
Girlfriend perhaps?
Girlfriend perhaps. It's not girlfriend for the pirates.
Oh.
Always
so your
seeking for the chiefs
and pirates.
Yeah, girlfriend is a pirate.
Oh, girlfriend is a pirate. Yeah. You're liking it for the pirate.
Yeah, chiefs is using for the dead girls for the using.
What is chiefs doing?
Is using for the dead lady. Me. This pirates, must favorite for the pirates. This lady is favorite for the chiefs. Now must using for the.
Which lady are you talking about?
No, it's not what you're talking about. Me is the pirates, lady is the chiefs. Chiefs is the chiefs.
In other words, are you saying pirates is the chief for guys and chiefs is for women?
For women, yeah. Same thing like that.
Oh, same thing like that.
Congratulations, Mohammed. I'm sure coming down here and making sure you walk away with something is a good achievement. But looking at the balance of play, I'm sure you could have won that game tonight.
Thank you very much. And I thank Almighty God who was above. I always wish to win one of these and I got it. So thank you very much for this, for giving me this. And I appreciate my fans also. My wife and my girlfriend. My wife. Yeah, sorry to say. I'm so sorry. My wife. Listen, I love you so much. Aya. I love you so much from my heart.
Madibaz Radio, opening up the waves for you to be heard.
.49 past. In fact, masiyenze kube 10 to 4 o'clock. Well, now sesiconclude ndiyavuma brother yakhala lapha estudio ba le 2 hours ibencinci kakhulu. Well, mama Msiyana bendipresent a question ku do you think South Africa is an angry nation?
Ukuphendula le question maniqale ngequote ku Asata Shakur uthi nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of the people who were oppressing them. Yabona le quote iyayigqiba iniphendulele, because if you are asking that South Africa is an angry nation, yena mama uShaku uthi akho mntu wakwafumana freedom by appealing to the moral sense yalo muntu bemoppressa. That means that mna njengoba ndiyivuma uba iSouth Africa is an angry nation, i-right ngoba angry, because you can't be living with people that were oppressing you kufuneka uncomile nabo just because you still seek something from them that was originally yours. So whoever that was oppressing us must know that asincumi naye, must know that sifuna into esiyifunayo eyethu. We will never get anything if sawuhlala sincumela umlungu sithi sicela umhlaba. We will never get umhlaba. So we have to be angry, we have to fight with anger. Sifuna into eyethu. Kukhona this saying yobana ngaba South Africa belongs to everyone who lives in it. That is bull. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being like that.
Okay.
Live, but Lono Leo is totally not on. You cannot have a nation that whoever that comes to South Africa belongs to South Africa. That thing should be applying to only Africans, because we had no borders originally. Those people who came and invaded from overseas, they came and introduced into borders. Good. So those borders zizinto ngokuzenza sibone ingathi zi-foreigners abanye abantu abasuka eZimbabwe, of which they not. If uyazibona kwa wena uba like uzijongile ungumuntu, uyazibona uba you've got izinto ezifanayo nomuntu wonke lapha eAfrica. So into endiyithethayo is that South Africa, and in fact Africa, belongs to Africans. When I'm talking Africans, I'm talking native Africans. There are two things in like in this world. There's whites and then there's blacks. If you are black, then you are purely African. You belong to Africa. You need to fight for what Africa deserves and what Africa wants. And siyayazi hlobo bebephila ngalo abantu bethu kudala, leli hlobo sifuna ulilwela ukubana ngabalibuye. Even if we've got izinto esawuzenza thina as a youth that will be appealing to our modern time and age. Ezo zinto ezo mela sizenze with a way accommodator iAfrica. We can't be doing izinto to please inansika abantu base Europe and stuff. So we have to be angry. This thing yobana ngaba sithi sonke sifunda apha eMandela sifune ukuhamba eyona nto ibalulekileyo ukuthi ibe kukuba sihambe siye Dubai and stuff after senze yonke lanto leya siyeke ukucinga ngokwenza iDubai yethu apha eAfrica because ininzi gqithi into esinoyenza umhlaba wethu waseAfrica is the most fertile land ngokubana ngaba ungokhana yiphi na building ofuna yakha you can do anything. We've got seas, we've got oceans ezininzi ezilapha eAfrica, like we've got everything that we want. So yonke landi seDubai ingakwazi uba lapha but if thina singayenza lando leya with unity and everything. South Africa, Africa in particular belongs to Africans, not umuntu omhlophe.
Jeff, umsiyana uchilo apha ba South Africa is an angry nation uvumile. Sikwatele bani?
Yes. One, I think currently our anger is being managed, and it's being directed to certain points which we're not supposed to be directing it to. One, who is the oppressor of black people and African people in particular? The oppressor is one. It has always been one. Tina, as African people, as black people, we have been oppressed for more than 500 years, and we're still oppressed today by one people and a group of people, white people. And these people will never stop this oppression because their wealth, their first world country status that they have in those continents of theirs, it has been built by the slave labor of Africa and the exploitation of Africa. So without them exploiting Africa, they wouldn't be in this position that they are. So again, right now they have the power to oppress us. Rona, we don't have a power to resist this oppression. Then therefore, we must organize for power. Then how do you organize for power? You must first start by uniting Africans here in Africa and abroad. Africa must become one, and we must know that we have a mandate as African people that we must achieve, which is to liberate Africa from the shackles of oppression that the Europeans have inflicted on us. Then therefore, organizing for power will mean that Runa, one day we are going to be in a state whereby we're in control of Africa, and once we become in control of Africa, then we're in control of the world, because whoever controls Africa controls the whole world, because Africa is the only continent in the world that has been gifted by the Creator to have abundance of wealth in everything, and the Creator put black people in Africa, so we have nothing to lose.
Mhlalose, 5 minutes before 4 o'clock, before we knock out, abantu bathi first president wase South Africa utata Nelson Mandela zenge enze lento kwakusuppose ba uyenzile. What is your say on that? Okanye thina into esasayilindele ba uzayenza la government waqala ngo1994.
Look, Nelson Mandela was fit for that time. He was a leader for that time, for that particular era. Because we needed to achieve a certain objective through him. And just one objective, no other objectives. There were other leaders that were going to come in after him who needed to carry on with their own objectives. Every leader has its own role to play. But I sort of concur with the view of young people in general when they say that they normally use the notion of that Nelson Mandela sold out. To a certain extent, it's true. We can't have one common enemy, but then they like you like you're a god. He's celebrated up until today by these very people that don't like us, because he had a sense of forgiveness towards them. He was very lenient towards them. That was his role to play. He had to do that. But other leaders that were going to come in after that also had roles. In general, South Africa is not angry. I don't think that they are angry. They just had enough of massaging issues. They've had enough of being lenient to these people, as Mandela had said earlier on. The moment they get angry, hey, Chief, you won't know, you don't want to know what's going to happen. They are not yet angry. They just had enough of these people that feel entitled in a country that is not theirs.
Msiana, andazo ufuna add something too, okay.
Yabona there comes a time upper ndizawuthi i-day of revolution. It's coming. There comes a time umuntu omnyama apushwe into a corner. Dialectics, those are dialectics. For every action there's a reaction. So if unbetha inqindi, chances are I will retaliate nge-kick umna. So there comes a time apho umuntu omnyama engenando kutya, angenandawo hlala, enzekelwe izingxaki zonke. I-one into azawuyitya ngumlungu. So abantu abamnyama mabangapushelwa kwikona apho bazozibona bengenayo inye into but to fight back.
2 minutes before 4 o'clock. Jeff, ndikuvile uthetha izinto about uniting Africa as whole, and ndabona into apha estudio leyo endike nathi ihlafuni iAfrica singaunita kanjani. Ndikunika nje 30 second.
Yeah, I think now the first step that we can quickly adopt quickly in order to start this process of unity. One, we need to address this issue of language. One, it has been studied that this language called Swahili, it has in itself many languages that are spoken that are indigenous in Africa. In itself is Swahili. So yourself is Swahili. It is African. So therefore, if Tina, we can have this language as a continental language, as a language that will unify us as Africans, that will be a bigger step into us achieving this unity.
Sian, 30 seconds.
Okay. Number one is currency. If we could have one currency ku Africa yonke, that would be the first major step. Number two is prioritize African Parliament. If we can prioritize African Parliament, African Parliament televised, it be visible to wonke umuntu kwenze basizazi leaders zethu on an African perspective, like zizi ku African scale. Zonke zazinto zingenzeka because we need to know bazindoni ngoku abazibona as burning issues in Africa and all those things. So if we couldn't be intact with politics zase Africa more than just as lapha South Africa, then londo le ingasinceda kakhulu because we will know our way forward.
Mdlalose
mfowethu, yeah, in the history of Africa there has been 55 liberation movements. There's only 2 remaining now, which is ZANU-PF and the African National Congress. And all these other ones took the same, they all died in the same direction. They all took the one pathway. Now, if you want to unite Africans, do away with this nonsensical, I will start here in my own country, do away with this nonsensical thing of having 1,000 political parties in one country, because that in itself is a mechanism used to divide black people. And my 2 brothers have uttered everything. So that is my first point of departure. Do away with this multi-party system.
Okay, well, sizayivala njena ngalondlela umzuzu umunye bethile 4 o'clock sesike njena umzuzu we in his present ikhona ilapha estudio. Well guys, ndabulela kakhulu mbamani nizohlala nathi though ixesha mani lilincinci. Nizoba sanika namazwi ogqibela bakhanithethe guys because umuntu sebethwe nokubethwa. Well ukanti thina ngosabuye sidibane again ku Monday xa nizobe ndiphakela ezemidlalo from 12 to 1 and again nangolwezine ukanti uzama kwabaleni faka unyawo sithahlangana noziqelekazi tatakaboy 80 on Facebook, tatakaboy _baleni ku Twitter, tatakaboy ku Instagram. Ndithi ndiyanithanda and happy Father's Day kubantu abangotata and andazi noba ngathi happy Youth Day na guys, but ke
umuyithi Father's Day.
Father's Day. Okay, well siphuma ngayo ingoma ka Pastor yeah.